housing prices are dropping in these markets. And the time has come and the news finally are saying the truth, or partially the truth. If you're new here, welcome to Nova Rise, your channel for financial education. We cover everything related to real estate, investing in the stock market, precious metals, and why not, businesses. So today we're going to talk about where in the US are housing prices falling. Yes, I'm sure you've heard in the news. Everywhere you look, people keep talking about housing prices falling. But is that really accurate? Can you truly generalize that information across the US? I don't know. Let's find out. So I have an article here that's going to list exactly where housing prices are falling and where they might be going up. And once again, remember, real estate, it's very localized. You can be within one state, let's say, for example, Florida, and one area might be doing excellent and another area, even within Florida, might be doing poorly. So let's keep that in mind and let's jump straight into the article. So here's an article by Rate, and we trust the information coming from Rate because they're one of the lenders that we work with. And the way they gather this information is by pulling data from Realtor.com and then having their own very research department at Rate.com to look into the data and create articles like this. So here is a list where home prices are adjusting the most. So where home prices are dropping in 2024. First, we have Amarillo, Texas, and the median listing price is $299,000, and the month-over-month change is actually on the negative side at 0.13%, and the year-over-year change is actually quite a big number, is minus 18.94. And as this article states, Texas has seen a large increase in homes listed for sale. And in June, there were 156,743 homes for sale in Texas, up 22.4% year over year. The demand for homes hasn't kept pace with this growth in inventory, which is why places like Amarillo are seeing home prices drop so significantly. So it turns out that in this case, in Amarillo, Texas, there are plenty of houses, but not enough demand for those houses, and hence the drop in housing prices. Next on the list, we have Bridgeport, Stamford, and Northwest Connecticut. And this is quite a surprise for me because this particular area is actually quite close to New York City. And I thought that because of the jobs here, the demand will still be high, but it turns out it's not. So the median listing price in this area is $800,000, and the month-over-month change has been minus 6.92%. But then when you add it up collectively to a year-over-year change, we're talking about a whopping minus 15.79%. That's a big decrease on home value. Next on the list, we have an area in Florida, the famous Florida that everybody likes to talk about. And that's Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, Florida. The median listing price is sitting at $619,000 with a month-over-month change of minus 2.52%. And the year-over-year change, meaning the change in prices from one year to another, is a minus 14%. Why are these prices dropping? Well, according to this article, like Texas, Florida has also seen more homes listed for sale over the past year, outpacing demand. Florida has a double whammy of rising insurance costs that also is putting a damper on demand and forcing sellers to lower their asking prices. Insurance costs are rising due to the increasing intensity on severe weather events in the Sunshine State, which is another factor that is scaring away buyers. Next on the list is Evansville, and that's somewhere in between Indiana and Kentucky. And the median listing price here is $239,900 with a month-over-month change of minus 3.65%. That means that month-over-month, that's the pace of the decrease. And then year-over-year, meaning from one year to another, the decrease is of minus 13.84%. Then there's Lubbock, Texas, with a median listing price of $255,000 with a month-over-month change of minus 1.73% and a year-over-year change of minus 13.56%. Next on the list is Macon-Bibb County, Georgia, with a median listing price of $220,000 and a month-over-month change of plus 0.07%. It looks like we're getting a mild increase, but then when you look at the year-over-year change, we're talking about a decrease of minus 12.72%. Then there's urban Honolulu in Hawaii, where you will see a median listing price of $725,000 with a month-over-month change of 0.89% and a year-over-year change of minus 11.85%. Now, if you might wonder why, well, Honolulu has been one of the more expensive housing markets in the country, with the allure of Hawaii's picture-perfect beaches and friendly climate attracting buyers. But the rise in mortgage rates over the last few years seems to have had a dampening effect on home buying demand, which has led home sellers to lower their asking prices. So in this case, there's nothing really local that is impacting the home prices in Honolulu, Hawaii, but it's more of a fact that the rates are still high and that makes housing unaffordable in that particular area. Then there's the famous Florida, where everyone keeps talking about Miami, Florida, Pompano Beach. Yes, while it is confirmed, there has been a decrease in housing prices, with the median listing price setting at $530,000 with a month-over-month change of minus 0.93% and a year-over-year change of minus 11.67%. And then there's Johnson City, Tennessee, with a median listing price of $369,900 and a month-over-month change of plus 2.56%. That might seem like it's actually doing good, but when you look at the yearly numbers, we're talking about a decrease of minus 11.39%. Then there's Naples in Marco Island, Florida. This market is actually quite interesting because Naples is actually quite desirable for some investors. But when we actually inquire more detail about this area, one of our builders commented that the Naples market is actually very volatile. It can do very well at times and it can also not do so well at some times. And looking at this, it looks like right now, currently, this area is not looking so well. If we look at the data, the median listing price is sitting at $749,999. That's almost the cost of a property here in New York City. But then when you look at the month-over-month change, we're talking about a minus 2.34% and a year-over-year change of minus 11.24%. Now, this video is not meant to deliver just bad news. Just like everything goes down, eventually something goes up someplace else. Why? Because real estate, once again, it's highly localized. There's a thing called the migration of jobs, migration of people. Some areas become more trendy than others, and people are willing to move and relocate for jobs and for better living opportunities. So let's quickly take a look at the list of the areas that are actually doing quite well in the event that you happen to be interested in one of these areas. So here is where home prices are actually going up. So to prove my point that real estate is highly localized, we have Hilo, Hawaii, same state, different city. And the median listing price here is $650,000 with a month-over-month change of plus 2.60%. And then when you look at the yearly number, we're talking about an increase of 11.44%. That's great for appreciation, great for those looking to refinance and pull the equity out, or to get a HELOC and work on some renovations in the property, or why not use that capital to buy another property. Another area on the list that seems to be doing pretty well is Milwaukee, Waukesha, Wisconsin, and the median listing price is sitting at $399,000 with a month-over-month change of minus 0.23%. So it's going down a little bit on a monthly basis, but then when you look at the year-over-year change, we're talking about a plus 13.19%. That's a nice appreciation there for those who are looking to maybe put that equity to work. Then next on the list, once again, to prove my point, same state in Connecticut, but this time different city. Norwich, New London, and Connecticut. And the median listing price is sitting at $489,900 with a month-over-month change of minus 4.36%. Yes, a little on the negative side, but then when you look at the monthly year-over-year change, we're talking about a plus 13.29%. Pretty good over there. Then next on the list, and you'll realize that in this list, you're going to see a lot of properties in New York, which is interesting because New York was the state with one of the highest losses in terms of residents during the pandemic. A lot of people were leaving New York because at the time it was the epicenter of COVID. But it's interesting to know now how everyone is migrating back. And you will see on this list multiple different cities in New York State that are actually appreciating in value. So first on the list in New York, it's Binghamton with a median listing price of $225,000, quite affordable for some families, with a month-over-month change of plus 2.27% and a year-over-year change of plus 13.35%. Upstate New York is well represented on this list on where home prices are increasing with 4 entries. This part of the state is known for being an affordable place to live with inexpensive homes. That low cost of living is bringing in home buyers, which ironically is pushing home prices up. The good news is that compared to other parts of that state, these cities are still affordable despite the price increases. Then we have the next city within New York State, and that's Rochester, New York, with the median listing price of $284,900, with a month-over-month change of plus 2.69% and a year-over-year change of plus 14.01%. And then we have another city bordering 3 different states, Huntington, Ashland, and West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio. And we're looking at a median listing price of $206,733 with a month-over-month change of plus 3.42% and a year-over-year change of plus 15.04%. Next, we have Kalamazoo, Portage in Michigan, and the median listing price here is sitting at $369,900. Month-over-month change is minus 1.34%, but then when you look at the year-over-year change, is plus 15.99%. If you were to ask me, what do you need to focus on the month-to-month change or a year-over-year change, I usually tend to focus on a year-over-year change because that's what's going to give you a full-blown trend. Sometimes circumstances might happen that might impact the increase or decrease in housing prices from one month to another. But in order to get a full-blown picture, it's better to look at more data on a long-term basis. So in this case, if you look at 12 months exactly, it's going to give you a better picture as opposed to looking at an isolated month-over-month case. Then the next 2 cities on the list are also from New York State. We have Utica, Rome, with a median listing price of $269,900, quite affordable for today's standards, and a month-over-month change of plus 1.09% and a year-over-year change of plus 17.80%. That's a pretty good appreciation right there. Then if you look at Syracuse, New York, the appreciation is even higher. We're talking about a median listing price of $325,000 and a month-over-month change of minus 5.77%. That's on a monthly basis. But then when you look at the year-over-year change, we're talking about a plus 23.86%. Next on the list is Saginaw, Michigan. Median listing price, $214,950. Month-over-month change is plus 0.70% with a year-over-year change of a whopping plus 46.22%. That's quite the appreciation right there. Excellent for those looking to pull equity out of their properties. As you can see, not everything is as bad as it seems. It's all about making informed decisions, understanding the local factors that are impacting your market. You can be in the same state and still get different results. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.